Okay, we're continuing along here with this video. Did I update this? Assignment 5, yes. In the last video we did steps 1 and 2 pretty much. And so in this video I'm going to do step 3 here. And so what it is it's creating the API that's going to take a response, like you check the checkbox and it's going to send an API request saying uh, this user checked April 1st, or checked again, this user unchecked April 1st. And if we look at the page source here, we can see that this is what the checkboxes look like. And see each checkbox has an ID, which includes the date. And then when it's checked, when it's clicked on, this function here is going to be invoked, and there'll be some JavaScript up here at the top that will do the AJAX request off to the APIs that we're going to be building right now. All right, so I'm going to close this, save and close. I don't need this anymore. Close. And okay, here we are. So let's create a new let's create a API to update the availability, and so it'll take in the key and the date and whether or not it was checked or unchecked, and then it'll operate accordingly. Okay, so I'm going to make something that looks just like get key. So I'm going to click on get key, and I'm going to do copy, and I'm going to call it unavailable. Unavailable underscore API dot PHP. Okay. And so let's look at this now. And the first thing I want it to do is, let's see. Let's see, I don't need any of this, of course. And I'm going to say, what's going to come in is a value called, let's see, a date and an availability and a copy, paste, paste, and the key. Right, okay. And so we're going to have that. This is going to have a $sign in front of it. And avail and key key, and then we're going to do this database request thing here on the Toastmasters 05, and if if avail if avail if avail equals 1, then that means no. I like calling it unavail because if it's a 1, it means you're not available on that day. So I'm going to call it unavail. Unavail, unavail. Okay, so if unavail is equal to 1, then what we're going to want to do is uh, uh, I'm going to use the replace function in MySQL, which the replace function is like insert. Um, except for if the record's already in there, it doesn't give you an error. So I'm going to say it's going to be replace in availability set key equals key and set, what did I call this? Unavailable. I called it unavailable. Set unavailable equal to a date, which is going to be DAT. So it makes sure that there's a record in there with the key of the member and the date, and that indicates that the member is unavailable on that date. And so then I want to do this execution here, and I guess I want to send back a status. So let's send back a status, and let's say the status is this date is set to unavailable. Okay, great. Now, else if unavail equals 0, then you want to not replace, get rid of this, but you want to delete. So this turns into a delete thing because you're unchecking. This means you're unchecking a checkbox. So you want to delete from availability where that and that. All right. And if this fails, that means that the status is that or unavail or key is not specified properly. All right. And we're going to be printing out status here. And we should end the PHP. Okay. So this is going to be our the available API, the unavailable API. So let's see what that might look like here. This is the table. It's empty right now. Let me go. I can make this HTTPS. And so I want to copy this here. And I want to do this manually. Oops. I'm going to go to unavailable underscore API.php. Unavailable.php. And so is there an error in here? Well, I do know one thing. I do know that this password is not correct. So how do I think that password is not correct? Let me let's first see if this is the problem. This X here is suspicious. Oh, yeah, this should be in there too. Okay, save this. And okay, yes, now this ran unavailable, and it says I got my error message. So I'm going to do question mark DAT equals 2020 dash 04 dash 01 ampersand key equals RH1 ampersand avail equals unavail equals 1. Enter. Could not do that. See, that's right here. Okay, the problem was my password, so now let's see if this works. And now it works. So according to this, April 1st, 2020 was set to unavailable. So now when we go back here and actually look at this table, we see that there's one entry, which is 2020 0401. RH1 is my key, so I'm set to unavailable. Okay, so that this API works. So I'm going to close this, and I'm going to end this video right now and make another one just like it, creating the same API in Python. Thanks for watching.